Hello and welcome to Playing Favorites. I'm Paul.
I'm Justin.
Hey Justin, how you doing?
Doing okay.
We're here to tread on new ground, but also old ground. We're going to be talking about a movie today that I don't think anybody really wants to talk about or cares
well,
to
we
talk
we
about.
want we want to
But
talk about it. We've been wanting to talk about it. We tried to talk about it.
we tried, and we're going to talk all about that in just a minute. But if this is your first time here, this is Playing Favorites. This is the podcast where we take a topic of some kind and Justin and myself talk about it. And it really doesn't matter what kind of topic it is at this point. So
We
if you look
generally,
through our back catalog, you'll see there's something
yeah,
out there for everybody.
it's generally something we like. It is literally like talking about
True.
favorites, or like sometimes not, or maybe favorites we used to think were favorites, or
Mm-hmm.
no longer favorites, but it's some sort of version of favorites. And occasionally it
Nostalgia's
get,
crazy like that.
and then it's always end up Paul just complaining about Disney Star Wars. That's what always ends up happening. Um,
Yeah, well, that's not what we're doing here today.
no,
We're talking
not at
about
all.
a 90s movie, a movie that bridges from the 80s to the 90s here.
Literally 1990 came out.
Yep. And so I see a lot of like 80s movie elements in there, like what we would associate with an 80s movie, kind of like the way it's produced and made. But anyway, we're talking about Dick Tracy, directed and starring Warren Beatty. This was his like passion project. He was a big fan of the Dick Tracy comics, like they were Sunday comics,
And
right?
yeah, they were like like because we did the Phantom, so like it
Yes.
was like this wave of doing this like 1950s movies. I mean, you could think Superman was kind of a start of that comic book wave, but then I think they just got to like these little like niche ones. They're trying to pull rights from all these different comic books from back then. So
Yeah.
you get the Rocketeer. We've done all of them. Rocketeer, the Phantom. It's
Hmm.
like Dick
There's one that we
Tracy.
should we should probably add Popeye with Robin Williams to
Oh
this
my
list.
god.
Because talking about that was it's a comic strip turned movie, a comic strip and cartoon turned
Cartoon.
into a movie with
Yep.
Robin Williams. But
Oh man, I'd watch that.
it's apparently the town where they filmed it is still there. Like they created that town on the seaside of
Oh,
some
oh, okay.
port, and you could visit the Popeye village if you want. It's like in
Mm.
Eastern Europe somewhere. I forgot exactly, but hey, field trip for Playing Favorites sometime. So anywho, yeah, we're here today to talk about Dick Tracy.
hmm
And I mean, is there any like background we should cover before we get into this? Like, should we
I mean,
explain why the colors are so crazy? Why
I,
someone would wear a yellow trench coat?
I mean, obviously, it's based on like a comic book comic strip, so it's vibrant colors. That pop art, that was big back then.
Mhm.
That would make those things like and easy to print too. Just stark, flat colors, no depth,
Yep.
really.
Yep.
Um,
Color and shadow. Yeah.
yep.
Pretty,
But it
pretty
had
straightforward.
this movie, like, I mean, we talked about it a little bit the last time, and we'll go into our little story on that in a second. But my history, my backstory is I love this movie as a kid. I don't know who this movie is for. Um, we we
still,
we we
still.
we were talking before the air. Like, I don't even think we even brought this up last time we talked about this. But like, how is it PG? I don't understand. It's so disturbingly creepy. There's not a lot of swearing necessarily,
But there's a
but
lot of death.
a
There's a
lot of
lot of
death, and
shooting.
there's a
There's
lot
a
of
lot of.
a lot of seduction. There's naked Madonna. I mean, like, there's a kid. There was toys. It was marketed for children, but like
Yes.
it was everywhere. You couldn't get away from Dick Tracy when you were a kid. Like, you
No,
had
the
it
dick
on
would
your cup.
follow you.
You had it at McDonald's. You had it in the toy aisle. Like, it's like it was. I dressed up as Dick Tracy for Halloween. Like,
I remember those plastic overcoat costumes that people had with the. And I remember a friend of mine came to our door dressed as Dick Tracy, and I was like, "Whoa, cool!"
I had a
But
nice
I
one.
think he had like a real trench coat.
My
It
mom
looked
had a
like so
real yeah. My
classy.
my mom got a really. My mom was good at making costumes
Nice.
for me. Yeah, so I liked that costume. It was cool. Like, I was happy. I was
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
Wearing a suit and a sweet fedora and just like carrying a gun, like nothing to that costume.
um, but yeah, like that's my history with the movie is that I remember it being this like bombastic experience that everyone talked about, and it was the blockbuster of that year. I mean, it
Yeah,
was huge, and
and
it just kind of
to its
faded away. After over time.
You're right. And to its credit, it did earn, I think, a couple Golden Globes, but it did earn two Oscars, one for costuming and
Hmm.
like character design or costume, and then production design for like the sets, like
Yeah.
the whole feel. It does feel like a 1950s movie. Like the cars are all well, to Dick Tracy, they are period accurate. I don't know if they are exactly to, but all the like the cars, the guns, the style of dress, even though it, like you said, it's all bombastic and kind of over the top,
Hmm.
but it's like a parody of that version of style and dress. And so yeah, I see how they won an Oscar for it, especially considering, no
It,
CGI at this time. It's
yeah.
all practical effects. It's all props and sets. It's
Mhm.
really kind of an interesting thing to look at. I don't know if I would say this is a great movie everyone should go out and watch,
I think it's
but
worth it.
if you're, yeah, like I feel like it's worth at least one go.
the
Like
the
watch
the,
it and
the history. Like,
yeah,
I'd be
see the
willing to
experience.
watch it again. Like, so back to when we first watched this 2 3 years ago, we were going to talk
Oh
about
my
this
gosh,
movie.
really that long ago
It
we
was, but
tried.
it was like 2 years ago. It was like our first
Mhm.
foray into like trying to do video. We've been doing some video
Mhm.
podcasting, and I really wanted to kind of like push the envelope a little bit, which we've already ironed out with our streaming and all that stuff. But I was like, oh, well, let's talk about a movie and show clips from the movie. And I have seen something similar to it before, and I didn't
Mhm.
think I was doing anything like, I guess, wrong with what I was doing. But I guess because we streamed it, we were in the middle of the
Mhm.
stream trying to do it, and mid conversation, YouTube's like, no.
Yep, red stamp, big red rubber stamp on it. And so we lost the stream. Like I thought we had a pretty funny, pretty good episode. So in a way, this is like so sad we lost that episode, but
Hmm.
trying to recapture some of the glory of how hilarious this movie is. And yeah, I think we learned our lesson then. Now it's so much. It seems like it's so much easier, or no, I wouldn't say lax, but it's especially for shorts doesn't really seem to bother if but I think it was also we had like video and audio
The
playing,
audio
so
really
it was
messed us
both like
up.
the music,
Yep.
like the score, like we got
We really wanted
several
to
hits.
show
And
Al Pacino doing dancing. That's really what I wanted to do.
dude,
It's like,
wasn't he like nominated for like supporting actor
I think,
for
yeah, yeah, he was
I
nominated for
think
best.
there was a nomination, which is still kind of crazy considering this is what he was nominated for. Al Pacino's a great actor, but he's just chewing up the
I
scenery
think
in
a lot
all
of
of his
the
in
people
all his
that
scenes.
nominated people were like, "How did he act like that with all that makeup on? Like, how did he do
With a
that?"
straight face. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's like the first time like
like
somebody's caked on with all that, like
he
too.
he was a great big boy. You know what I mean? Like, he was like he acted it perfectly. The lines aren't great. I was obviously watching clips. We didn't rewatch
Oh
this
my
for this
gosh.
episode. We just wanted to go to revisit it, talk about it honestly, and give a lot of props. We had a lot of compliments to the movie after watching it
Sure.
the first time,
Sure.
because you talked about the set design and the costuming and everything. Honestly, Warren Beatty, worst character in the movie. Like, his acting was bad. He needed his own
Yes.
director. But his direction
Yes.
of everything else, honestly, I didn't Madonna I thought was a great addition to the movie. I don't think her role was like, for her being Madonna, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah.
think I think she fit like what the role she was trying to do. All
Sure.
the other actors, the kid actor who was in a lot of the kid movies back then, he was in Hook and all
Yes.
that stuff.
The
He
son
was
from
great.
Hook. Yes, he's
There
great.
there's a star-studded cast in this movie too. There's
Yes.
Dustin Hoffman. I didn't even know this last time. Catherine O'Hara is in this movie. I didn't
Yeah,
even know that.
where?
She's one of
Where?
she's I was looking
Is
it
she,
up. She's
she's one of
Texie.
like the
She's
is she one of the either she's Big Boy's like first wife
Yeah, she's one of the
or
one of the one of the one of the one of the villains, one of the
yeah,
mobs.
okay, sitting around the table. Yeah, there was a
Yep.
bunch. James Caan is one of the guys sitting. So there you have Al Pacino
Yep.
and James Caan. And I know you're not a huge Godfather fan, but these are two of the main actors of the first
maybe
Godfather,
we'll
like
watch the
across the
God.
table from each other
Maybe we should watch
as
the
mob
Godfather today.
bosses. As I'm sorry,
I
as
said,
mob bosses,
go ahead.
and like either like both of them are, James Caan doesn't want to work with him. He's like, I'm out. Like Big Boy's big scheme to like unite. It's the same plot as the Warriors, by the
Hmm.
way. I was just kind of like, I'm like, he's just trying to unite all the gangs. Like we have more money, more guns than the police. Like if we all unite, we could run the city like a company. Like, I get it. Like, it's the
Hmm.
same plot. Like, I feel like there's a dozen movies that
Well, it's
run
not the
through the
same
same kind
plot.
of
The
thing.
Warriors plot has nothing to do with that. Warriors plot is just like we have this really awesome meeting, and then the plot ended. Like he was just
Yep, we
running
have to
away.
bop our way back.
But no, Dick Van Dyke is supposedly in this movie. I have no idea
Yes,
where.
he's the DA. He's the corrupt district attorney that works for Big Boy.
Oh,
And I had to
was that
look at that
Lips?
scene too. I like no, not Lips Manless. That's another
Oh,
dude. But yeah, the DA, I forgot his name, but Dick
okay.
Van Dyke plays the corrupt DA who you find out later. Because he's the one always saying, like, hey, Tracy, like, you can't do that, that you need a warrant.
Mm.
Or so they're always like, you're going to get thrown off the force. And then later you find out it's because the DA is in Big Boy's pocket.
And I think one other one I saw on here, but obviously,
But what a way to reunite,
Kathy
you know.
Bates. That's the other one that was in it. Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates is in it?
Yeah, so she's the when he's trying to interrogate Mumbles, she's the person that's typing to try to like
Oh,
write it
she's
stuff. Yeah,
oh, that's right, the stenographer. Oh my gosh. This is really like a star-studded cast.
yeah.
It's like not everyone is a star, but it's like a ton of recognizable cameos, right? From famous
Hmm.
actors and actresses of that day. So,
It's like
Madonna's role. Oh, go ahead.
Warren Beatty got all his friends together pretty much. He's like these are all young actors. I think they're going to be really good. Like obviously Dustin
I
Hoffman,
like him.
he was
Yes.
good for that role because what didn't he just do Rain Man or would that to come after that? I don't even know. Like
I think Rayman is before this. Yeah.
yeah, so
I
like
think that's like
that kind of
88.
a night that's a good transition to Mumbles, right? You know, but like I, the kind of the crate like the I don't know how else to say this, but the balls to actually do this kind of a movie with that kind of like ridiculous makeup back then, you know, it's kind of wild. It's like we watching clips and I just wanted to say this, like I'm listening to all the names of all the characters like Prune Face and you know Big Boy and Lips and stuff. It's
The
like
nose.
it's like the Garbage Pail Kids of like American Gladiators. You know what I mean? Like it's
Those are two random 80s references that just collided in
yeah.
midair. American Gladiators and Garbage Pail Kids. And that is the result of that's like if those two somehow genetically fused, that those are the villains in Dick Tracy. Because they are like exaggerated versions of like
They're
what would probably be like mob names, you know, like, oh, this is Mumbles Mahoney, and you know, like they're like Timmy two times, you know, like
funny. That's
they sound like mob names, but then they're literally that thing. So
they're that
Flat Top
character, yeah.
has a flat head on top,
But
and
all the
Prune
bad
Face
guys,
is
all the
all
bad guys have that. Like the people that are on the good side generally aren't like that characterized, right? I don't think they
no,
are, right?
no.
They're just normal, which is so
No, you're right.
weird. Like there's one guy that's like this like gigantic head. He's like a mutant. Like he looks like the Blob.
Oh, his name is Littleface too. And I always thought because I saw him, okay, full disclosure, there wasn't like a Dick Tracy dedicated comic book, I think. It was all just like the Sunday strips,
Yeah, yeah.
but or whatever, weekly, daily strips. But before the movie came out, or maybe while the movie came out, I don't know how I acquired it. Somebody gave it to me, like a Dick Tracy comic, which was the movie, the plot of the movie, almost scene for scene in just comic book form. So
Okay.
that was my actual before I actually saw the movie, that was my introduction. Like I knew the whole story
Oh, so
from beginning to end, but
you know.
just from like and the characters are drawn to look like their movie version. So like Big Boy
Hmm.
looks like Al Pacino, Dick Tracy looks he's the most normal looking one. He was like, make me look good in the comic. Like he looks like a actual like portrait of Warren Beatty.
Hmm.
The rest of the people are like little dots and a smiley face. But the one dude, Little Face, that guy you're talking about with the grotesque like pumpkin head.
Hmm.
In the book, it looked because they're just kind of like unveiling them. You know, when they go around in the very beginning, they're like, Tracy, you know, like 6 guys are dead in this warehouse. Like, come, and they don't have any identification. And he starts just like, oh, that's what's his name? That's Littleface. And they start going through Littleface, and the way it was portrayed was just like a regular head with a tiny face on it. You know, just like literally a tiny face, like that would be this much of my
They
face.
didn't know how to do that with practical effects, so they had to make it
So they just
bigger.
made it huge. And then a regular human
A regular
face
human
just on this
face.
enormous pumpkin head. It's really grotesque. And he's like wearing a red suit. He looks like something out of Hellraiser, to tell you the truth.
It's disturbing, and again, like some of the faces are just like I remember being creeped out a little bit. Like
Mhm.
But the thing that creeped me out the most, I think, as a kid, for some weird reason, was Lips eating clams or eating like
Oh,
he just kept
yes,
eating things. It's like it was just like what was it? Scallops?
yes.
It was his clams,
Mussels or what?
mussels.
Or oysters. Oysters.
Oh,
No, he's
oysters.
just constantly eating oysters.
Yeah.
That's right. Just like, and that's like I think his opening scene is like at the club and him just eating like a
Yeah,
mound of
it's and
oysters.
it's shot in a way like it's similar to in Return of the King, where the what's the actor that
Oh,
eats all the food.
Denethor
Yeah,
with the close up dribbling of stuff. Oh yeah, that's real. That's a good sensory memory for those of you who've seen Lord of the Rings. You know when the steward Denethor eats
how
chicken
did we
and
get from
tomato
Dick
juice.
Tracy to Lord of the Rings? I have no idea.
But I mean, it is that kind of like gross eating. Also, another gross eating habit in this movie. Big Boy is known for eating walnuts all the time. Do you
Yep,
remember this? And dropping, and that's how he's like, I don't know,
that's how Dick Tracy
incriminated in
picked.
so many crimes
Yep,
because
he just has walnuts.
he just has walnuts. And like, Dick Tracy, I think, confronts him at one point and says like, he's like, "Are those walnuts you're eating?" And he's like, "Yes, they're good for the brain." And it's like, I've never heard that. Like, okay, whatever.
That's what.
Whatever you like. I feel like Al Pacino, they kind of gave him the lines and they're like, take this wherever, you're an
Well,
accomplished actor, take this
yeah,
wherever. And he went crazy.
because I was watching the last fight with them right before this, like the
The big
standoff,
shootout.
and
Yeah.
just literally, it's a stunt double in the dark of Warren Beatty. It's so obvious that it's a stunt double because they never show his face, and it's like they do like all these punch scenes and stuff like that, and then Warren Beatty just runs from. It didn't make any sense how it happened. But like the whole time, it's just him talking to a stunt double, and they're like, "Okay, well, Al Pacino, just fill in the gap." He's like, all right, I didn't do it. There's gears here. What is going on? I can't believe it's like he's just like talking about what's happening in the scene. Like it didn't make any sense.
There is a lot we could talk about. Like the sequence of events in this movie is weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel like a logical progression, but all the pieces are there. I guess like if you're trying to like decode the movie,
Well,
it doesn't really want you to pay too close attention to those details. It's more just like introduce the kid to Dick Tracy, and then like he's gonna settle down. It's kind of like if you were to tell me this was like the culmination of the Dick Tracy comic series. Like this is the ending for Dick Tracy. Like this is
well, he
how it
does.
should
He
end.
doesn't he like retire at the end, or he's like,
Nope, he still got his watch, and now
oh,
the
that's
kid
right.
has a watch by the end,
Oh,
and
that's
so they're
right.
both. Also, by the way, that's where we get the talkie watch, the first like
Yeah,
real.
it was really
That's
cool.
where it came
Yeah,
from. Like calling Dick Tracy,
you can
and
buy it.
him talking into
That's
his wrist.
nice toy.
Hmm.
Um, but so the one thing about the movie that as a kid when I watched it, I mean, I think not knowing who Blank Face is helps the
The
movie,
blank,
or the
yeah,
blank, or
yeah.
no face or whatever.
Well,
Like when
yeah,
you
no face. That's it.
which was a good reveal. I mean, I think that wasn't
Mhm.
bad. Like it being Madonna in the end, or Breathless. Her name is Breathless Mahoney, which I find so
They
funny.
gave her something instead of
Yeah,
just being like the femme fatale. She actually has something, but her motivation is really
the
hazy.
motivation's not great. It's not. And then her obsession
It's
with
like
Dick Drake.
just yeah. That's what I think it boils down to is that she just wanted to get with Dick Tracy, and she she like kidnaps or she
Yes.
tries to like frame him,
Yep.
right? To because she puts him in a room and like holding a gun, and I think like try to frame him for murder. Then she kidnaps
Yep.
Tess Trueheart. That's the girl he's gonna end up with.
It's like she's
Uh,
trying to pull the whole like you're going to become a villain, like trying to turn him into a bad guy. Like because she wants him to kill Big Boy at the end,
yeah,
you know,
and they
and
rule the city together.
which her plan didn't make any sense at all. And it's like, and then she kisses him at the end, which I don't know why. I understand they were together at the time, so they're like, right? Were Madonna and Mary Beatty like a thing at that
Well,
time?
I don't know about at the time, but yeah, I think that was maybe
I
that's
I
why.
think that's
But
why she was in the movie, from what I remember. I can, but anyways, yeah, it was just such a weird motivation. But I liked it, like the lead up to it. Like it's interesting. It's like who was this? And one thing I had to say, I have to give credits to YouTube comments on this because I never really put this connection. But the voice of Blank or whatever sounds
yeah,
like Bosch from Return of the Jedi with Leia.
does
Like,
does yeah, very much like Jabba's palace. You're in Jabba's palace. Yeah, like somebody trying to disguise their voice in
Yep.
that way. Yeah, no, I see it. I
Yep.
see the
And
resemblance.
even like the reveal of Madonna again. Thank you, YouTube commenter. Of a random clip. It looks like the reveal of Vader. Like, 'cause
Oh,
the comments like he's like, I
let me
want to.
look on you with my own eyes.
Yes.
That is great. And I mean, it's almost like it's shot very similarly
Yep.
too, like the
Yeah.
over Dick Tracy's shoulder looking up. All he needed to do was, like it'd be like Luke giving his father a kiss
Yep.
at the very end, like, all right, Luke,
Maybe that happened. We just that was edited out. We didn't see
just give me a little kiss before you go.
it.
Little kiss.
But
I will say this.
go ahead.
So about Breathless's like character, the motivation, it's like I liked having like the second antagonist, like this X Factor person who's like trying to use the mob to get her own way.
Mhm.
But yeah, the end goal was not ever really very clear. And if she knew anything about Dick Tracy that she's obsessed with, that this plan would never work. But anyway,
Yeah.
I do like one of the things about her is that she is not overtaking the movie. I feel like there are other films that do this where you have like the femme fatale character that, I mean, in a sense, like she's not a great actress and she's not like known for her acting, but it was fine. It was
Well,
enough and it wasn't too
the role they put
distracting.
her in was a singer, so it's not like it was like it was
Yeah,
it wasn't uncharacteristic. Again, how do you say
but
it?
in
Uncharacteristic.
yeah, and I mean, like giving her role something more than just being like arm candy is good. Like I
Hmm.
think
Yep.
that's and like her kind of having. I mean, if you were to make this movie now, if you were to try to make this movie now, you'd be. I mean, it'd probably work better with a little bit more background on No Face or the Blank, whatever they call them. Like see a little bit more of those machinations and
Hmm.
I mean, were you surprised that it was her in the end? As a kid, I kind of was like reading the book.
Just a
I
kid.
was like, oh, she's like, why? And then I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
I don't know how I would
okay.
handle it as an adult. Like I don't know how I would if I watched it, you know, as an adult for the first time. If I would have seen the signs. I mean, there's definitely clues, and there's definitely seeing some of the clips, like the way she looks at things and hears and listens and is interested in
Mhm.
all the plans and all that stuff. I mean, like I guess it makes sense because what would they else would they have done with Breathless in the end? Like, will she just go home? Like, I mean, like they had to do something with her. She was such a prominent figure throughout the
It it
movie.
is it is weird though that at the end, Dick Tracy does kiss her because it's like right in front of Tess and the kid.
Oh, she walks. They
Like
walk
they're
away. They're out of the room. I watched. I
okay. I'm
rewatched it.
like,
He's like, "Yeah,
so
go get an
he's cool with it.
ambulance. Yeah, go get an ambulance." And she does. She does kind of like he doesn't really go in. Like she kind of
No, she
pulls him
pulls him
in,
in.
but like I
And it's
think
like a dying
he just
wish.
lets it happen as like she's gonna die. So he's just like, even still though, it's like my
I'll
girl.
let you kiss me, I guess.
It's like, but I wanted to give it credit. Like I love the film noir visual shots. Like some of the there's really some neat like camera angles and like just
Mm.
really cool ways of portraying scenes and just the art design of just the pop of like just like random colored objects. Like it's just everywhere. It's like every room has like a red chair or like a red furnace
Yeah.
or like a water thing. Like like it's just everywhere. It's so I guess well thought out for the art direction. I mean the matte backgrounds weren't great now, but back then you
Mm.
wouldn't have noticed it. You know, it would have been great back then.
I mean, they had matte backgrounds in the shadow, even with all the CGI that they tried to use, in that movie. Like
Hmm.
there's still
Yep.
matte paintings,
Yep.
part of films. Like in that, and I agree. Like one of the things that really popped out to me was that meeting with all the mobsters, where Big Boy's trying to get them all on the
Oh, that
same
vision.
team.
Yep. Yep.
And like the table is this like blood red color. The
Hmm.
walls are like everything. Their suits are all kind of like complementary, but also clashing colors. So
Yep.
it's always visually interesting.
Yeah.
And I have to absolutely agree with you there. Like I think a production design, somebody like an award for that is definitely warranted. Somebody really put the effort of like, what is this going to look like through the lens? What do we want, like the color, the temperature of these rooms, these scenes to be?
Hmm.
And they really do kind of add to that like mystique of like 1950s noir if you colorized it.
Yep.
Instead of it being black and white, it's like one of those TBS things where they colorized an old movie, and so it's like you see purple and green and weird shades on people, and you're like, okay, I guess that works.
I want to know
Sure.
how often they're repainting these things in the actual world. Like they have to constantly keep repainting stuff.
Oh,
It's like to
really?
keep that vibrant color. Like oh, just need a fresh coat of paint. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I know I thought
Yeah.
that part's great. The music was good. I think the music was fine. It made me think of the Batman music a little bit. Like it just kind of has that vibe to it. It is what Danny
Yep.
Elfman. I think he did Batman too, right? I think Danny
Yeah, I
Elfman.
think like the Tim Burton Batmans. Yeah.
Yeah, so it felt a lot like the Tim Burton Batmans, which obviously would have came out the year before the first one, so 89.
89. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
it
Hmm.
did feel a lot like Gotham a little bit too, that kind of mob vibe a little bit, the uh, you know, just the comic booky vibe to it. So just an era they were in during that time, and they kind of fed off each other. In Hollywood, that people talk and talk, and they just the creatives kind of like feed off each other's conversations, and I think you start seeing similar things.
I think I mean, it's wild that he had this idea, like Warren Beatty had this idea, like back in the 70s to try to do this. And it took this long kind of like to get enough, I don't know, I guess because he's directing it himself, it's a passion project. It's
Yep.
nobody's clamoring for this, but he wants to get this out. But one like it is kind of like Superman works, Superman 2 works, people, Batman is working, like
Hmm.
there is this like upswell of like comic book or comic based media, which is funny to think like where we are now, like
Yeah.
especially in contrast to that time, like we were, because the market of that gets oversaturated eventually, right? Like all those, like the Phantom, people are just like, forget this, like after a while, it just kind of
Well, yeah, because
falls
we
off.
got
And
the
it's like
Phantom, we got the Green Lantern. I think they made a Green Lantern movie later in that year. Wasn't a Green Hornet movie made too at some point?
Green
Like,
Hornet,
yeah,
yeah.
remember? Yeah,
But
the
I mean, there was
Shadow.
like the made for TV Captain America, like the Roger Corman Captain
Oh, that
America.
did come out around there. You're
And
right.
like some of those were in Fantastic Four, which was also really crappy, like
Yep.
these late 80s, early 90s versions that are like just trying to use this, um, trying to get like capitalize on something that'll like sell.
Hmm.
But there is like a fall off in the mid 90s because then we start getting more like, movies kind of like uh Anaconda and the like, we start to migrate to Congo and to like
Hey,
animal and
Anaconda's
like
good.
natural
We already agreed to
disasters.
that. Anaconda was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Hey, easy, easy. Listen, that's one of my favorite John Voight roles now as
Yep.
a Creole, Cajun, Ecuadorian bounty hunter, snake hunter, whoever the hell. I want to believe that there are men like that out there
He
who
survived being eaten.
travel
He
the
survived
Amazon.
being eaten by a snake and then died again.
Yes, he did. Okay, but one thing I want to talk about this movie before I
Sure.
forget.
So
I
before we're
really,
done, yep.
yeah, we gotta talk about the stunts because the production design is great. And the stunts, I have this there's just one particular stunt that sticks out to me.
Okay.
And it's like there's several times where you find as you're watching the movie, Dick Tracy is just on a building.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And I don't mean on the roof, usually like on the
Climbing.
side,
He's
like just like
climbing a pole.
scaling a
Yep.
building and like
Yep.
going back and forth. There's a lot of that. Like if you
Yeah.
were making the Dick Tracy game, there'd be like 6 levels of scaling the side of the building and like shimmying to get it
Was there
work.
a Dick Tracy
But
game?
yes,
I think
yes,
there
there was.
was.
I
Yeah.
think there was one for NES and for Genesis.
Got it.
But the stunt that I'm thinking of, I think it's maybe one of the first times when he's like eavesdropping on Big Boy's meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
the other two cop friends of his are in a car and like, Tracy, you're crazy, you got to get
I
out of
watched
there.
that clip a little bit. The shootout happens right after that.
Okay, yeah. So when does it like when he jumps down on the lamppost and then goes on the
I
car?
remember that. Yep.
That I
Yep.
mean,
So
I
good.
love watching that over and over because it's like if they were to redo that, it would not look like that.
Nope.
What happens is he jumps for the pole. The I it almost made me think like, is this actually Warren Beatty doing it? Is this why it looks so bad? Like he jumps into the pole and like gets knocked back
Yep.
like as he hits the
I know.
pole and then slides down like very awkwardly to the roof of a car and then does not jump but merely flops over onto the police car and then drives away. It's a loud thud. It really feels like he's like, I'm done, I'm done. And just like collapses on the top of the car. So if you watch any scene from the movie, I feel like people must see that. Just
Oh.
great stunt. I want to know if he did his own stunt work in
You
that.
say maybe you shouldn't watch it, but I'm telling everyone to watch this movie. Just watch it.
I've changed my mind.
You gotta watch it. Like it. I mean, you love. First off, you love bad movies, which I find it funny when you find like a movie that's not quite. It's not like it's not bad
So
enough.
picky.
So like this is when you can tell if you're like saying you're not sure if you like it or not. It's not either. It's not a masterpiece or like the best thing ever, or it's not bad enough. Paul cannot stand like middle of the road movies.
I've seen so many. Like, come on. I mean, haven't you? Like, we've seen so many movies that are just okay. It's like I either want something that's really great or to marvel at something that's
Yeah,
really terrible.
I'll be honest though, I don't think there's anything. I mean, yes, Dick Tracy, plot, some of the acting, whatnot, but at the same time, I don't. There's nothing else like Dick Tracy. Like, I don't think there
Oh,
is anything that is anything close to what that is. Like, you're not gonna find another movie. It is a uniqueness in itself. Yes, is it
mm.
not great? Does it not deserve like the whatever? How much did it make at the box office? $162 million versus its $46 million budget. No, it didn't deserve that. But it's a great movie to watch.
And I will say, because as we were like looking to see who's like talked about Dick Tracy and like finding clips from it, there are a lot of people that just straight up,
They bash it.
like just bash it. Like, can you believe they made this? Like, how terrible is this? And I will just reiterate what I said before. All of this is practical effects. All
Hmm.
of the production design is done by hand. There is no. It's just traditional camera trickery. Like depth and perspective. But it's all there, like made, and it feels like a real world. Even though probably at the time, if I watched it, I'd be like, wow, this movie is so fake. It's like so like what is it trying to do? But now I like look back with I gotta say like a little bit of nostalgia for that kind of filmmaking, for that kind of attention to detail. And clearly somebody wanted this to be successful. Like
Yeah,
Warren Beatty really tried, and
he
not
just.
maybe
I don't
everyone's
think.
cup of tea,
I
but
I, I think it would have been better if he didn't cast himself as Dick Tracy.
yeah.
I think everyone else in the movie is good, and Dick Tracy kind of ruins it. Like it really, Warren Beatty just ruins it.
I feel like it
He's
would bring it from here to here, though. I don't think it would
yes,
be like a
no,
drastic,
but like I feel like
change.
the chemistry of things would have been better because like Warren Beatty does not look like he's the hero in this movie at all. And like it's like you kind of root for Al Pacino a little bit more than anything else. and you
He's like,
and
Dick
you
Tracy needs like a
it,
big chin or something. He
you
needs some kind
you
of
feel
bit of
bad for Tess. I like kind of feel bad for her. Like it's like seriously, this is who she has to end up with. This dude, like
yeah.
you can have a better person that's like kind of like missing out on dates and stuff because he's saving the world. If you didn't have Warren Beatty doing it, that's all I'm saying. Like
He's
you're gonna deal with this. The Warren Beatty like, just kind of like leaving your play mid play. It's like I'll be right back.
yeah, but I love what he's like. I'll be right back. I want to see how this ends. And he does come back
I
before the
know.
end. It's still like the same scene. I'm like, he just went and checked out like a six murder situation in a warehouse, and somebody wrote "Eat lead, Tracy" in bullets
Yep.
on the wall, in bullet holes. Also, by the way, I got to give Flat Top credit. Like, who can write with bullets like
Some
that?
art. It's
That's
an
pretty
art.
amazing.
It's an art. Is
Really
it?
is.
Yeah,
He's
it should be.
really
It
good
should
with
be
that
an
Tommy gun.
Olympic sport. We should make it an Olympic
Tommy
sport.
gunning, just Tommy gunning.
All right. Well,
It was like a 1960s like Olympic sport. Then it got phased out. Tommy gunning. Can you write your
actually,
country's name in
don't bring
bullets?
back Tommy gunning. Don't make it a sport. We have enough things to deal with guns right now.
Seriously, if you're gonna make this movie a modern movie, it's all like the M16s, like it's the or AR-15s. Good God. Yeah. So, but yeah, for a movie that constantly puts children in danger of being shot, It's a pretty solid flick. I would recommend it. I would recommend watching it at least once. So if
Hmm.
my final analysis, gotta see it to believe it. Just
Yep.
watch it once. You'll appreciate the really just how the film was made,
Hmm.
and the plot and the characters will just the plot is just funny. The characters are what will really keep you there, just seeing what the hell Al Pacino is going to say next.
Just watching his dance scene. That's all I have to say. It's so good.
He's
But
very particular about how he wants the club run.
I know he's a good businessman.
Mhm.
But anyways, we finally did it. Talk about Dick Tracy.
Yes. And I think it's if we help in a resurgence of love for Dick Tracy, then I feel like our job is done.
We
If
did
it
it.
gets one more person to watch it and be like, "Huh, that's all right,"
So
then I feel like our work is done.
yes, I agree. So well, if you like this, like, subscribe, all that stuff. We also do charity work with a link in our description if you want to donate to Children's
Yes,
Hospital, and
check it
all
out.
that lovely stuff. So, but again, this has been Playing Favorites. I'm Justin.
I'm Paul. Bang bang.
See you later.